The California High-Speed Rail Authority goes cheap and gets burned. Here comes another episode of Bells and Whistles. Hello everyone, Bill Wilson, Editor-in-Chief of Railway Track and Structures magazine, with a look at the top stories we were following the week ending February 26th. New York's transit desert could get a line that leads to the Great Oasis, New York City. For the past century, officials have been calling for a subway line that serves southeast Brooklyn, and with the Biden administration talking about a multi-trillion-dollar Build It Back infrastructure program, the extension could finally become a reality. Southeast Brooklyn has been called a subway desert for decades, and a new line would connect it to the main grid and lead riders in and out of New York City daily. The plan calls to extend the subway down Utica Avenue to serve East Flatbush, Flatlands, and Marine Park. MTA's B46 bus currently serves Utica Avenue, and before the pandemic, 44,000 riders used the route every day. It was the busiest bus in Brooklyn and the third busiest in New York City. Los Angeles Councilman Joe Biscayno has introduced a resolution that declares miles of Union Pacific track as public nuisance areas. If passed, the city would be allowed to clean up the right-of-way and charge the Class 1 railroad. Biscayno's resolution will go to the Public Works Committee for a vote before moving on to the City Council. In a statement, Union Pacific says it will remain engaged with Biscayno and the City of Los Angeles to address the very complex issue. The Class 1 railroad blamed the clutter around the tracks on the current homeless problem, which has prevented crews from going out and clearing the area. Design firms of the REM light rail system in Montreal cannot stand the sight of a section of track, so they have decided to walk. According to a report from the Journal de Montreal, two firms have removed themselves from the $10 billion project because of, well, ugliness. The offensive section would run in the east end of Montreal. Designs have been produced of what the stations and the line itself will look like. Thick, Y-shaped concrete piers dot the route. Many residents, citing noise and the sight of the elevated concrete portion, have not been in favor of the chosen design option and would prefer a tunnel. Lead contractor CDPQ Infra says it is not possible to build underground. Dealing with an environmentally sensitive area, California's high-speed rail project is polluting its budget. According to a Los Angeles Times report, the California High-Speed Rail Authority went with the lowest bidder on a 65-mile section in Kings County and is now paying a hefty price. Back in 2014, contractor Dragados out of Spain promised it could do the work for $300,000 less than the next lowest bidder. But design changes have led to over $800 million in cost overruns and construction delays. The CHSRA claims it is not accepting the costs for the design changes, but the agency has been paying for the change orders, which have numbered in the hundreds. Dragados still has not started work on half of the bridges and viaducts and has finished less than half of the planned work. In addition, CHSRA has not acquired all of the land that is needed for construction. Know a young, promising engineer? Now is the time to nominate them for the inaugural RTNS 10 Under 40 Awards program. Time is running out. The deadline for nominations is March 9th. To nominate someone, please use the URL you see on your screen. Well, that's a look at the top news stories we were following the week ending February 26th. For the latest news, go to www.rtnds.com. We're also on social media. You can find us on Facebook and Twitter. Have a great weekend, everyone.